Welcome back to Is It Wrong to Travel Girls in a Dungeon? Anime Review, episode number 52. We are here reviewing the 60... I know the name of the episode is Belle Cranell. I know that for sure. It is episode number 68, Belle Cranell, and it adapts from this very book, Book 17, and adapts roughly about the first 50 pages of Chapter 5. It starts on page... Well, technically it starts at the very start of the chapter, which is basically just 209, actually 210, and it stops roughly at the end of 258. So basically we have about 50 pages basically adapted here. So we start with Belle in training, because they're trying to break him. And at one point he had to stop the training because basically he got wounded really badly. So he got healed and, well, basically the purpose is just to break him. And later on, basically he's like, been reported that he's been wandering the city looking for people. So then he tells everybody, okay, so after, well, actually that happens later on in the episode. So after having this little training thing, we also have a brief scene here. We have Hestia. Hestia pops up a couple times in the episode. First, she talks to Acer about give it the brief what's going on and stuff like that. And then later on, when she here in the episode, we talk with Hermes, and that's it for her the whole episode. I'm glad she was here because I think maybe you could say this episode is making up for her lack of Hestia this part of the season. So, making up for the lack of her appearances, happier a couple times this episode. Hermes' whole thing is that he is telling his subordinates, his familia, about certain phrases, and, well, he kind of remembers it, but then it resets, and then he goes out for a walk, and remember, he basically misses his captain, he explains his love for her, and then Hestia gives basically like a bag of food, he eats all of it, apparently eats too much, and finds no, he basically gave about the hearth, and Alice basically sees that, and that's his theme the whole episode. In the case of Belle, well, first of which, after his training, he proceeds to sort of spend the night with Freya after another scene of her. We have another scene where I think it's basically, I think what was his name? His sister basically is part of the Mamma Mia Tavern, where he is ordered to not watch the tavern, but actually to watch Belle, and the other guy's like, oh, he's a little too much. And it's a brief scene in the mess hall. And they apparently are immune to her charm, despite the fact everyone else is basically susceptible to it. And then after a session where he just... And then apparently he goes around... Then you get this. So he likes... Well, then next day, after spending the night with Hestia with Freya... EW's asking one to go by Sire. He, of course, denies the fact she was even here. And then, of course, he tells everybody, oh yeah, we're pulling all the guards off Belle because the members looking familiar who are deep in the floor of the dungeon are coming back. And they need to put on the charm as well, so they keep this going. Then we see that Belle proceeds to walk around town where he goes to the Mamma Mia, basically a tavern. Her waitresses deny that she worked there. They don't know that she worked there at all. And then Mamma Mia talks to her, says a line to him that Belle basically says to himself, she said to me 6 months ago. So it means he knows that she is immune to that charm. So, and then he proceeds to leave, have to throw a butcher at him. And you remember, okay, so why not avenge Ascia? Eins, yeah. He got this Eins at the Loki Familia. And the other Amazonians are like, what are you doing here, Freya Familia? And then, of course, it's, from what I can tell, it seems like maybe Eins basically is breaking the charm. Because she remembers she has to be at this particular wall to train with somebody, but she doesn't remember who. And, of course, Belle, it's implied Belle knows what she's talking about. Belle knows what she's talking about. And maybe she's immune. And then, of course, well... That's what leads to stuff with Hermes. But, excellent episode. We're getting very close to the finish of the adaptation of this very book. Given how much is left of the book, in case you're curious though, how much is left to go for the book? Of the main story. I'm not sure if the bonus story is going to be adapted, but of the main story, because the come on, thank you. There is roughly that much left. That's probably about equivalent to one episode. So there is a strong possibility that we could see the finished adaptation of this book with the very next episode. There's a strong possibility of it. Given the fact there is, in case you're curious though, of the main book itself, because it stops page 233, you have roughly, I think it's like, let's see. And I'm looking, let's see, it looks like 50, that's 20, 70. I think we have roughly about 76 pages left to be adapted, so we probably finish up within probably the very next episode. That's my guess, anyways. I don't know if the bonus story will be adapted. I don't know if that will be or not. My guess is they probably adapt it for a later episode, but I don't think next week. I think next week we're going to finish this book. Yes, I definitely think we will. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and join us like button. We have roughly 5 more emails to go say. I might get really, really close to finishing them up, but depends on how basically how long to get through Bleach. So next up is the review for the newest chapter of Hunter x Hunter, and afterwards be on to the first of 4 episodes of the third core of Bleach to cover. Okay, next video. Bye.